Welcome back to the Roxy Pro, Heat 4 of Round 4, about to get underway. And one of these ladies is going to be moving on through to the quarterfinals to take on Tatiana Weston-Webb, Bianca Buitendag. She is a former runner-up in this contest, and she is going to be dangerous, a very strong backhand surfer. She's up against her best friend, Johanne Defay. Johanne Defay just very comfortable in the top 10. In fact, both these surfers, since they joined the elite ranks, have been in the top 10. The head-to-head history between these competitors favouring Bianca. Obviously, there is some very talented natural footers who grew up surfing point breaks in the mix. But as far as the goofy footers go, Bianca, she grew up on a right-hand point break and she looks so comfortable here at Snapper Rocks. But here we go, Johanne. She's already had a decent ride to start this heat, a 7-pointer. We'll bring it to you in a moment. But she's going to apply some pressure early to Bianca. Johanne at the takeoff zone, an easy decision to take this ride. Climbs up onto this first section. Doesn't really line up the way she likes though, so she kicks out. She wants to get that priority back.
You know, I was mentioning surfing against a good friend. It can be really, it can kind of go against your natural instinct to take your fellow competitor down.
Well, this wave was ridden during the break. This was a 7, Ross.
Johanne Defay, there's that silky wrap. Again, on her forehand, she's really going to lean on that inside rail, that heel edge rail. She is going to slice that thing apart and throw a lot of spray. That's the cool thing with those carves. You can displace a lot of water, and she did that. Nice finishing move there for Johanne. Put a little pressure on that back foot. Watch the tail block. She's going to use the rail. Right now the rail's engaged. Now she's going to push. And those fins, just for a split second right there, drifted. That's showing, you know, adding some risk to that carve on that closing move. But at the same time, it wasn't all guns blazing. She made sure she was going to finish it off.
Johanne Defay leading this heat with a 7. She had a look at that wave without priority though. No dramas there. Bianca, she went way outside looking for a wave, and Johanne might just get into a good one here. Well, does well to get out onto the open face pretty quickly. And this thing standing up. Smooth cut back. Didn't commit too hard to the rail. Still waiting for this wave to build. There's a nice rounded turn. Committed, always bringing a board right through those maneuvers. And she digs in a little harder to finish that wave off. That really is Johanne Defay's go-to. She loves that little layback finish.
What's that? Body language there. She seems pretty psyched. That's going to be an excellent score, I'm thinking. That was a dream boat of a wave. Nice, clean wall running.
And just a massive mental sledgehammer to the temple for Bianca there, because she had priority and she just went a little too far outside.
Sweeping cutback she built as this wave went on. She got better and better. Nice little pivoty turn. Very back-footed surfer. She keeps like the majority of her weight on that tail pad almost the entire wave. And as a result, she can kind of stomp turns. You saw how she almost kick-stalled on that turn. A little awkward at times, but when it all comes together, she can annihilate a section.
Former championship tour competitor yourself, Ross. When you're holding priority and you put yourself out of position and someone gets a wave like that, it's just the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, you just want to punch yourself in the throat. You know, it's one of those mistakes that you shouldn't make.
Well, let's see if this wave works out for Bianca. It doesn't. So to add insult to that poor decision earlier on to paddle us a little too far out, well, Johanne Defay currently in great control of her nerves. She's just put together an 8.5, sneaking away from Bianca without priority. And the South African is after a 2-wave total of 15.51. Johanne needs to better a 7 to increase her lead. Throughout the event so far, we've seen a lot of transition surfing, a lot of competitors, Ross, having to just work their way through some flat sections. But at the moment, the women are enjoying sections of water like this.
Yeah, clean wall. So right here, you know, she knows that she's got a lot of real estate in front of her. So a setup cut back for Johanne. I wanted you to keep an eye on her back foot throughout this wave. She really uses that tail block to pivot off of. She keeps her the top of her body very steady, and she'll pivot underneath her right there. Just slides the fins a little bit. I think that might have been her best turn on this wave. But you can see as soon as she's finished with the move, that wave will have lined up again. So perfect dreamy wave. This is what you want as a competitor. Again, on the tail block, leans on that back foot. You can see that heel was digging into that tail block. And, you know, I think she just turned a little early on that section. Had she waited a half a second longer, she could have hit the lit, but I think she just wanted to put that wave to sleep and finish it. Not at all. Those last two turns before that closeout finish were my favorite of the heat so far.
Well, Bianca, fully aware that she needs to get out of combination, takes off with 3.5 minutes remaining, and the way she's surfing this wave, there's a really good chance she'll have a shot at the lead going into the final stages here. It is a smaller ride, but standing up well. She hits the section on the inside. She is just looking to break combination at this point. So something in the 6-point range will have her chasing a 9. If it goes a little bit higher, obviously, that requirement will be smaller. But I think she got a wave at just the right time. She might just get a shot in the final stages.
She should break the combo. I can't see it matching the 8.5 from Johanne. Johanne put a lot of really sharp angles on her turns and put a lot of rail in the water, so I don't think Bianca's going to touch that score. She might not even touch the 7, but she's going to give herself one last shot. Little snap there to start. Once this wave slows down, then she matches the speed and goes into that notorious series of backhand carbs. But overall, this wave, right in that middle range, you know, it feels like it's going to be a 5.5, 6, something there.
Just a couple of days separating the girls. As we see now, a wave coming in, and Johanne uses her priority. She is a very smart competitor. She's going to work this one over, and it looks like Bianca isn't going to get an opportunity. And the surfer from Reunion Island is going to shut this one out with a couple of solid numbers, a 7 and an 8.5. It will be Johanne Defay taking on Tatiana Weston Webb in quarter-final number 4. And we, Ross Williams, are starting to get very excited about this next heat.